What's up, everybody? This your boy GQ. There's a few things going on. First off, the Eagles lost. I'm pretty pissed off about it, and I think I want to talk about it. I want to get some things off my chest, but that's just one of the few things that I want to talk about. Because I got a few other things that I think I need to just talk out. Today, I'm going to be joined by Boulevard again, because you know that's what we do. It's me and Boulevard always.
You said that so disappointed again.
I mean, again,
Boulevard's
this is the
here
way it is.
again. Stealing all my thunder with his raw sexuality.
Hey, but before we get into it, I want you guys to take a minute, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. We're going to get into the video. Yo, Boulevard, how you doing today?
I'm always good. You know me.
I can't say I'm the same. I can't say I feel the same way because the Eagles lost and they should not have. They should not have. And I want to talk about what went wrong. In my opinion, there's only a few things that went wrong and a few things that probably could have changed the way this game went.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first thing I want to say is, yes, Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions.
Yep.
Throws that should not have been made. And it's crazy to me because we know how good a quarterback that he is, but I feel like we got to understand that he is one of those quarterbacks that's going to make a lot more things happen on the ground. So what pissed me off about this is I feel like he threw the ball way too much.
He did.
28,
absolutely.
28 for 45. That's insane to me for a quarterback who is considered a running quarterback.
Here's what boggles me to further your point. They were throwing the ball that much with the lead.
Exactly.
That's what about like most of the game, the Eagles had the lead until the very last few minutes of the game. And they were still throwing the ball that much. They were not relying on running the clock, like killing clock, which is a common strategy and the simplest way to ensure victory. You run the ball more, you run the clock out. The Eagles did not do that. They threw the ball twice as much as they ran it. That's not Eagles football. That's not winning football with this team. We have the weapons, but that's not the way that this team roll. No.
It's idiotic. It's insane.
Yeah. Listen, bad strategy.
It was 12. It was 12. It was 12 to 14. 12 to 14. The last, what was it like? The last two minutes of the game?
Yeah.
Last 2 minutes of the game, you're still throwing the fucking ball. And that's where the pick six happened. Who does that? You need to be
not anybody that's trying to win.
And you know, and this is one of the points because it's going to come in one of my later topics. The Eagles did not run the ball enough. They did not position themselves to make plays. We didn't see any of those short plays. We didn't see any of those plays where we can run the ball and get those short yardage. They did not do anything that was surprising.
And what I think was not handling it either. Smith was not handling the ball well, running well.
No. But what I also think it was Brian Johnson, and I'm going to blame play calling. I'm going to blame play calling
because obvious reasons.
Because Brian Johnson was trying to do something against a broken Jets backfield who didn't have their starters in. I felt like he was just trying to do too much. And that's a problem for me. I don't like that. I feel like you need to do what's need to be done to win. Not come out there and try to do too much.
Right.
And that's what happened. That's why they lost. It's just stupid to me. I'm sick of seeing this. Philadelphia is too good a team to be in a game this late and had the lead up to the last 2 minutes of the game, and then you turn it over. And now you got a minute left to try to do something, and you can't do it because you're throwing stupid deep passes that you're not going to make. They didn't even attempt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just really bad play calling, and it's been bad play calling from the beginning of the year till now. And my question is, how long are we going to put up with this? How long does Nick Sirianni put up with this before you say we need to make a change at play calling?
We do. This is the time, because that whole strategy was backwards. It went against the common idea of how to win a football game. You had to lead. You had to lead. The defense was doing their job. Like, the defense had this team shut down.
Mm-hmm.
There was they didn't adjust offensively. Did not adjust to the flow of the game. What the game was telling us. Because Swift wasn't getting his, but there's an assortment of running backs on his team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the whole point was that you continue to run clock by moving the ball. Even if you're getting 4 yards at a time, you're moving the ball forward. You're not trying to dominate the game by throwing it 45 times. So you can see it's not being effective. He threw 3 interceptions. So they're not adjusting to the flow of the game. It was bad. It was bad on the OC, and it was bad on the head coach.
Yes, it really was.
Yeah.
And it's like why? Because Philadelphia made the smartest choice when they switched from Sirianni calling the plays to Shane Steichen calling the plays.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Steichen was like, I think maybe we should run the ball more. And we saw that was working. It was working. Jalen Hurts was in his best element when he was doing what he does. And then you get this. Shane Steichen goes and gets his head coach position. Big ups to him. But then we get Brian Johnson in, and he completely derails everything. I am a firm believer, if it ain't broke, don't fix that shit. Right. Don't come in here and change something. Work off of what you already had. If it's successful, work off of that. Don't come in here.
You don't completely flip the system. You throw in what you can, but you keep what worked. Because what worked clearly worked, and you don't want to get rid of that. Now, that's just foolish. Like, I can do this better than what was already there working and successful.
Mm-hmm.
If what you want to do was working, it would already be there. More than likely. Because everybody has access to the same praise, the same brain.
Mm-hmm.
Playbooks ain't that unfamiliar with each other.
Absolutely.
They're not that different.
Absolutely. It's like, he coming out here trying to run a Mike McDaniel style offense. That ain't going to work, Brian Johnson.
Right. No.
Obviously not going to work. And I feel like that is the problem that was probably the problem with this the problem with making Brian Johnson the offensive coordinator, which I believe that he can possibly be a solid offensive coordinator in the league, but you go to a team that has a dominant passing game. That's like passing is their focus. This is not Philadelphia. The Philadelphia didn't bring DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny in to focus on the pass game. That's not what they did. If they weren't to focus on the pass game, we wouldn't have brought those guys in here. But obviously, they thought that Brian Johnson probably had the same thing in mind. 9 out of 10, he still has Shane Steichen's playbook. Still has the same one. It ain't like Shane Steichen walked away with the playbook. He didn't take his playbook and he kept it. It's still there. It's probably Nick Sirianni's playbook that Shane Steichen was calling plays from. I feel like Brian Johnson is looking at the run
more
plays.
Than likely.
And I'm not going to talk too much about this topic right yet because we're going to get right into it because things that we're going to get into it. But it's just like you're not seeing those plays that need to advance the ball forward because when you throw the ball and you throw incompletions, you're not making it. You're not progressing the ball down the field. Right. And that means you're still at 10 yards.
And you're stopping the clock.
Yeah, you're stopping the clock and you're still at 10 yards. Can't run the ball now. Now you got to fucking double down on the dumb shit that you was already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Pisses me off.
That wasn't working.
Wasn't working. It's like, hey, this isn't going to work. This hammer's not banging this nail in. Maybe try to take the nail out and try to bang it in somewhere else. No, keep banging it. You fuck up the now you fuck up the hammer. You fuck up the hammer and the nail.
9 targets for AJ, 11 for Devontae, 8 for Goddard, and 10 for DeAndre Swift. Only one of these people even got over 10 per reception. So, yeah, that was not the effective strategy, and they were not taking what the game gave them. They were trying to force it in there, and clearly it was not working against Salah's defense. I mean, you're going to point the finger. I'd point the finger at the play callers. The people who were supposed to get the players prepared for this. We're supposed to have 100%. The strategies and the schemes to attack whatever the Jets try to do, or maybe the Jets just figured out the Eagles scheme in the second half. Who knows? Either way, they should have ran the ball much more than they did.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I mean, at 1 minute and 40 seconds, 1 minute, 40 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds, you throw a pick six. When you have the lead and you're driving down the field, that is not something that should ever happen. Worst case scenario, you either punt it or kick a field goal. But that's not what they did. They threw a ball. You threw a pick six. You run the ball, run the ball. There's no reason for you to throw the ball. No reason to throw the ball with 1 minute and 40 seconds left if you have the lead.
Right. If you have the lead, no. Not unless you're there's no real situation. You should be trying to kill clock. That should be your first priority.
Right. What's the play clock? 30 or 40 seconds? I get confused sometimes. I think it's 40, right? Or was it 35? Doesn't matter.
Right.
Because I can promise you, if I run 3 plays, I can easily kill 90 seconds. I can easily kill 90 seconds. What was it? 1 minute, 40 seconds. I just killed 30 seconds on 3 run plays. Even if I got 0 yards, I just killed 90 seconds on the play, on the field. Like, I just killed it. I can just punt this ball away and force you to have to do something with those seconds. But that's not what they did. We're going to throw the ball. We throwing the ball. Pisses me off. I am not happy with the offensive coordinator. I hate to say it, but Brian Johnson, I'm not going to say I want him to get fired. I don't want that. I want there to be some level of continuity.
No?
Yeah. I'm not going to say I want him to get fired. I want him to have – there should be some continuity. I think that's the problem with Philadelphia having such good coordinators. It's like a coordinator is always like for the past – I don't know how many years, there's always a coordinator leaving Philadelphia, either getting fired or either getting fired or going to get a head coach position. Was it? Doug Peterson in 2017 won the Super Bowl. Frank Reich Frank Reich's off to Indianapolis for head coaching position.
And Jacksonville, yeah.
Yep.
And then he got replaced by another Eagle.
Yeah. Then we bring in Carson Welch. Horrible. Carson Welch, I believe his name. Horrible. And I
don't remember that guy.
Horrible. Did a horrible job calling plays. He got fired. Then they were we're not going to hire an offensive coordinator. So that means there's no continuity. There's no continuity. They let Doug Peterson go because there was just no continuity at the offensive coordinator position. There was no development. You bring in Nick Sirianni. He brings in a solid OC and Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen got 2 years in Philadelphia. He gets hired for head coaching position.
Right.
I think there's no continuity. They got to figure something out. Unless you're going to find somebody that's going to be able to get you a Super Bowl, because that's the purpose of this. And I feel like they didn't look at that. I don't know what's going on. I can't sit here and pretend to know. Ooh. I'm a little bit riled up and a little bit annoyed, but
that's what happens.
Yeah,
you invest in these teams, and these teams let you down by just playing out of character and screwing up, self-sabotaging even. That's what happened today.
Absolutely.
The Eagles beat themselves. They didn't lose to the Jets. They lost to themselves. to their own creativity, to their own play style, trying to be too cute, trying to be too fancy, trying to be like every other team instead of being what Eagles football is. That's what happens when you do that. You got to stick with what works for you.
Yeah, and we're getting too far away from what Eagles football is. I think they
Very
forgot
much so.
what Eagles football is.
It looked like it.
Yeah. But let's move on to the next.
Props to the defense, though. We'll say that much.
Absolutely.
Props to the defense.
Injured
they
defense
came to play. Yeah.
An injured defense at that. They lost. They had players that were going before the game even started. Lost players during the game.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Blankenship was gone, injured. The team only had one safety.
Yeah.
They had one safety.
And it's time to make a decision there.
Yeah, it's time to do something because if Blankenship's not back, we're hurting. Sidney Brown, we don't know if he's coming back anytime soon. Evans, don't know what's going on with them. You're down 3 safeties. You only had one on your roster.
Make that play. Make that call. Call one of them teams that's hired that's shopping.
Yes.
Like, who you want this safety? Yes, we want this safety. Make that call, Howie.
Yeah.
First, they're out there and they're available, and we need them. Some of our fans, I will say, some of our fans desperately want us to go get another receiver. Like stuff like that. I mean, I noticed that like anytime a name pops up, the Eagles fans are like, "Oh, we got to get that guy. Howie, make it move." Like, we don't need every player, and I wish people would understand that. That's just no. Don't expect Howie to go after every single player with a brand name. That's foolishness. That's how you get those dream teams that never work. Don't do that. Use logic. Like, come on. I understand you love your team and you want the best roster, but use your brain. Be realistic.
Yeah.
A lot of these players, if they're available for a reason. They're either the team don't want them or they don't want to be there. So they already a problem. So, what was you going to say?
No, I was just going to say let's move into the next topic.
All right.
But 100%, you're right. It's a time to stop trying to build a super team. Like, oh my gosh, Julio Jones is out there. Nobody wants Julio Jones. Don't put him here.
That's why he's out there. That's why he's out there.
It's like, if we're going to go get a receiver, you need to go get somebody that's going to actually slot in right with the players that we have.
Right.
Just
now
because
you tell me DeAndre's out there available or Devontae's out there available, yeah, let's go make a call there. But no, we're not going to go out there chase Claypool or something like that. Like for what? Or Cole Hardman? No, use your brain. Like they had opportunities and they did not achieve their capabilities. They did not reach their potentials.
Yeah.
Why would they do it here? Why do you think that? If it's an effort thing, if it's a brain thing, it's not going to change because they ended up on a different team.
Absolutely. 107,000%. I
don't understand it, yo. I just don't. I don't understand the logic of some of these fans. They sound stupid to me.
They are.
I want to win too, but let's be realistic about this shit sometimes.
Yes.
This ain't Madden.
All right. I want to get into the next topic. These international football games. Now, I understand they're a big money grab for their league. They make a lot of money for the league. But do you think that these international games, that these teams going to be like, oh, yeah, let me get one of them international games. Do you think these international games are a bit of a F off to the fan base, to the loyal fan bases?
I'd say that's why Jacksonville gets so many of them. I mean, for some teams, it's just, I mean, it really depends on who's sacrificing the home game for the most part. Like a lot of those Jacksonville ones are their home games because they don't fill up anyway. They get a lot of blackouts and they never sell out. So they can afford to go overseas and take that payday because it's more than what they'd get at home.
Yeah. Okay.
But some of these teams, like let's say the Giants went over there, the Giants will be taking a huge loss as the home team because they have a strong fan base that always shows up. So it just depends on which team it is that's going over as the home team because you're losing a game. I mean, you get a bye week out of it, but you're losing a game. So
right.
Oh no.
Like for example, like I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills Stadium right now.
Mm-hmm.
That looks pretty full up.
Mm-hmm.
So last week they played an international game in London, and you basically said, "Screw you, all of you. I'm going to go get money somewhere else." So that means you can't watch us play. I mean, I understand the financial side of it, but if the Eagles were to take an international game, I'd be pretty upset about that. Even though
that would hurt. Yeah, that would really
even though I
damage the
probably
Eagles'
wasn't
bottom
going,
line. Yeah.
even though I wasn't planning on going to the Eagles game at the link at this point, it's just the whole principle of it. Like, don't take my games away from me. Right. I like the traffic. I like being in traffic for an hour or 2 hours just because I'm trying to get from here to there. But the Eagles traffic is here.
I don't miss that.
It's the experience.
I feel like I get an experience living right up the street from Oriole Park and trying to get on the light rail after a game. There's your experience.
It's impossible. We're not doing that. You're
Pretty much.
You're not getting where you need to get.
Yeah, you're not getting anywhere.
Father. All right. So, I mean, it has its benefits for some teams, like those teams that are just garbage. Because I mean, I agree with you. Jacksonville wasn't selling out their stadiums, and what I've been saying for years is, you can't legitimately tell me. It was an elephant in the room. You can't tell me that that you know a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, because I
never met one.
Never seen one. It's like, and that's the thing with when you have, because you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Miami Dolphins, and then you throw the Jacksonville Jaguars, and in there it's just like, so you mean to tell me that these people who are Jacksonville Jaguar fans stopped liking a Super Bowl team like the Buccaneers, a Super Bowl team like the Dolphins, to like the Jaguars? I don't think anybody's bandwagoning the Dolphins and the Bucks to become Jaguars fan. Now, unless you live in Duval, you can't sit there and tell me that you're a Jaguars fan. Now, I can understand if you live in Duval and you saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be a Jaguars fan," but then again, that's still hard because like you have teams in South Jersey and they're Philly fans. Now, if you throw a New Jersey team right here, they're not going to stop liking the Eagles to like the Jersey team. And that's where I say I understand, because they're not going to stop going to Eagles games to go to a Jersey game. And when I'm going on to the next topic, because this might be a little bit more interesting. And
hold on, just want to throw a few things out. Initial tests are negative on David Montgomery's rib, but he will undergo further testing Monday. Justin Fields dislocated his thumb, popped it back in, and tried to finish game, but was unable to grip football. Said everything? Yes. All right, continue.
Oh, I wish them both a speedy recovery. Not for me, because personally I don't care. I mean, I care. I don't want anybody to be hurt, but they're not on my fantasy team.
David Montgomery, yeah, I have both of them on one of my 11 teams.
I'm sure you're wishing
that did terrible this week, mind you. Terrible in fantasy this week. And I'm the fantasy god, and I did terrible. Injuries have just crushed me. I lost so many people, so many players.
Well, R.I.P. Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. She was not my favorite blonde on that show.
Never seen it, so lucky me.
Yeah.
All right, here's another topic. Boulevard.
Yo.
Now, I'm going to say this before we jump into it. I want to exclude any Taylor Swift topics. Exclude Taylor Swift in this whole Kelsey nonsense. We exclude that because Everybody's sick of this.
Okay.
I want
can agree with that.
I want to talk about something you're just tired of hearing about in sports, something you're just sick and tired of hearing about. Also, because I know you're exclude LeBron James as well.
All right.
What are you sick and tired of hearing about?
Man, I'm actually have to think about this one because no one's ever asked me what I'm angry about. There's so many things. I mean, like I was just complaining about the fan base and how the fan base doesn't know what it wants, but it wants everything. Or
hey, that's something you
Jackson Mahomes and all you said I can't talk about that lady and her boyfriend. Or
thank God she wasn't here today.
Yeah. I don't know who you're talking about. No, you go first. I got to put this one together in my head. I got to formulate my thoughts and make it bounce.
Okay, so I'm sick and tired of hearing about the tush push. Sick and tired of hearing about it. Everybody hates this shit. I'm sick. They're not going to get rid of it. They're starting reviewing whether or not it's a case to be removed. And basically what they've already found in the leagues, in the discussion so far, that they'll complain about it, but the 9 out of 10, it's not going to be banned. They're not going to ban it. And that's what I saw this morning on Twitter. I can't find the post because I didn't think to bring it up. But basically they were looking into it and probably will not get banned. And it's crazy because on Jason Kelsey was actually talking about how players are actually faking injuries to try to get the tush push banned. And the thing is, like, other people are trying the tush push. Temple University just tried it this past weekend. They tried it on Saturday, and they were successful. So it's like, don't be mad. Don't be upset just because you can't do it. Because I say this because if you can do something, do it. Because if it's not illegal, because I'm sorry, pushing somebody is illegal. You don't like pushing. Like you're stupid.
Well, it depends. If you push somebody in the streets, it is. Yeah, trust me. I got probation for it.
Jesus. But another thing about the tush push, because I was talking about the Eagles not running the ball enough. Right. So the Eagles used a lot of tush push, and that was because they were moving the ball. And a lot of that was running the ball, so they got short yard. They found themselves in short yardage position. The Eagles did not use tush push today. They didn't, because they didn't find themselves in those short yardage situations. So they didn't get the opportunity to convert those because they didn't find themselves in short yardage position, because they were throwing the ball so much that they kept having plus 5 yards positions. Those third and fourth downs were plus 5. Because they weren't running the ball. They weren't picking up yardage. So, yeah, stop complaining about the tush push, because obviously it didn't work in this situation. It didn't work for the Eagles today. Why are you complaining about it? When they don't use it, y'all not complaining. I ain't hear nobody complain about the tush push today. Nobody complained about it today because they didn't use it. But y'all want to keep complaining about it. I bet if next week they use it, y'all going to start complaining and bitching about it next week. Stop bitching. Stop it. What did Javon Curse say? You want to stop the tush push? Don't let them get short yardage. And if they try it, stop it. If you can't stop it, shut the fuck up.
Fair enough.
You got any thoughts? You got anything that you sick of? I mean, if you have to.
All the over the top attention on the Buffaloes, Colorado Buffaloes, that's been bothering me. Yeah, fine. I get it. They're the hot new thing. Well, at least they were. Now they're 4-3. But it's like every week, look what celebrities we have on the sidelines. You know what I don't see? Solid defense. I see a team that keeps letting teams whip their ass week after week, but you still got a bunch of celebrities front and center. You still got the coach popping for the camera. When does it become about the product on the field? When do we put the attention where it deserves on this bullshit with Hunter? Maybe we can finally stop putting that kid at risk for attention, for media fucking hype. Maybe you can let this kid figure out a position before he burns himself out and has 2 torn ACLs as a college junior because they just didn't let him fucking let up. You only got so many hours to practice. Basically, I'm just sick of the hype on Colorado. I realize they lose a lot now, so that should probably die down. I'm all for, you going to get the best players that you can, giving them an opportunity, even at a school like Colorado. Because, opportunity is opportunity. If all of this celebrity leads to better recruiting next year, then fine. But how long is this going to last if you keep putting out an inferior product? If you keep letting teams come back on you? If you keep getting your asses handed to you? What is the celebrity going to do? What is that going to help in recruiting? But hey, we got Cedric the Entertainer on the sideline, but our corners are shit. How is that going to help? How is that going to do? What the hell is that going to do?
Not a damn thing.
That's what bothers me. It's like all of this shit is on everything but the actual fucking team. Like you want to do this for recruiting, but the team isn't getting the attention. You're getting the attention. Your friends, whatever popular rapper du jour, they're getting the fucking attention. Okay? Does the running back get an interview? No. Do the wide receivers get interviews? No. You're not bringing attention to any of the damn players, and that's what the players want in recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about meeting a damn celebrity. Celebrities come and fucking go. They'll be meeting them the rest of their life if they go pro.
Yep.
What are you going to say 15 years from now? I met 2 Chainz once on the sideline of a football game that we got blown out in. The fuck value is that? What kind of story is that to tell down the line? No. You know a story you want to tell? We was getting our asses whooped, and we came back because we was better than that other team. Our coach had us ready to go out there and fight, run through walls for him. That's what should be down there happening in college football, but no. It's media's focused everywhere but the players. All the attention's everywhere but the actual product on the field. That bothers me because it's too distracting. You want these kids to be learning to be football, learning to be men, learning to be adults. Now you just don't no. That shit's it's too fucking Hollywood. That's not the environment these players need to be developed in. They need to be developed where the focus is football and academics, because otherwise the world's going to fuck them up when they get out there. That's what they should be focused on. Meeting all these famous people ain't going to necessarily be good for networking. How's that going to help them when these people remember that? Oh, yeah, remember we went to the game and they got blown out? Remember we went to that game and they was up by 29 and they lost? Yeah, that's not going to help in the long run. They're going to look at that player and say, you're a loser. Mm-hmm. So they don't want to be affiliated with losers. So maybe stop worrying about the damn celebrity and worry about the football. That's all I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Focus on what's important. Those players, their development, their futures.
Yes, indeed.
Not whoever's popular this week. Shit, that's the same shit going on with that lady and her boyfriend. Stick all that shit. We in the middle of the damn season now. All of that shit need to go away. It's time to get gritty.
Yep.
All that pretty, prissy, cutesy shit. Get that shit out the fucking game. Don't let anyone tell us what to the damn Super Bowl. Get off a fucking jock. Let them be. Let them have their fucking love for the next 6 months. Then she writes a fucking song. It goes platinum. All the 50-year-old girls love it. Who the fuck cares? God damn. Well, you're not here to watch her. You're not already turned it into a drinking game. Shit.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Come on. Give it a rest with that. Nobody cares about her. No real football fan gives a fucking shit about that lady and her boyfriend. I mean, maybe her boyfriend, but not so much that lady. So fuck that lady, fuck her daddy trucking company, fuck her daddy, and fuck her mama. And fuck her best friend from school, for that matter. I don't know who that is, but fuck her too. Bitch. Sick of that shit, that lady and her boyfriend. That's what I'm sick of. Too much fucking celebrity and not focus on the actual players. There's a damn season going on out there. Don't worry about that. There's a game on right now. Fuckers. That's what I'm angry about. I'm always angry about something, though. You know me.
Absolutely. Yes. All right.
What was your next topic?
The next topic is going to be the final topic, and I'm going to do something different. Because, what's important in football is winning and development. So I want to do a little NFL math.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Dak Prescott he is not that good of a quarterback. But he just might be a much better. He might be able. I think Dak Prescott can possibly get the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. As an Eagles fan, it bugged me to say that, but I think he might be able to get the Cowboys to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and
that's gross.
It's my idea of analytics and math. So here's why I think
numbers never lie.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, McDaniel is doing great leading the Dolphins, and he's an analytics guy. So why can't I give a stab at it? So the Dallas Cowboys,
hit them with them numbers.
They filled a roster of 53 players and 12 coaches. Now, Dak Prescott is making roughly $40 million a year, right? That's what his contract. So you would hope a quarterback making $40 million a year can get his team to the Super Bowl. That's what you're paying for. Now, a single Super Bowl ticket is averaged around $8,800.
Yeah.
So, if Dak Prescott were to buy a ticket for 53 players and 12 coaches and pay for their hotel stays and their flights, you're looking at roughly a little more than $670,000, give or take. Now, if he spends that $40 million a year, he can afford it. He spends that, ladies and gentlemen, Dak Prescott will take his entire team to the Super Bowl. I promise you. If he spends that money, he could take the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is my NFL math for today. I think you guys need to start accepting it. Dak is ass. He is ass.
Dak is ass. He is ass.
That's $40 million. That's a $40 million.
Assiest of ass.
That's a $40 million ass. Gross. Ugh, can't believe I said that.
Wait, if that's America's team, is that America's ass?
Yes. America's shit. The way we're looking at it, that's America's team. America's ass.
Ass. All right. Yeah.
And that is all I have for today, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you like what you saw, if you like what you heard, if you like the discussions, or you feel like we probably missed on the topic, tell us in the comments. And if you liked it and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, hit the little thumbs up or the thumbs down. I mean, if you don't like it, interaction is interaction.
You hit that thumbs up.
I mean, if you hit that thumbs down, I'm coming
thumbs down. They'd be a fool to hit thumbs down. This shit is epic, and they know it and they love it, and that's why they'll be here every week to see us.
Every week. Because remember, we still putting out content every Tuesday and Thursday. You come here Tuesday and Thursday. You going to see GQ? You going to see Boulevard?
That's me.
R.I.P.
One of them.
Suzanne Summers.
Yeah.
We going to see.
Loved you in Step by Step.
Yes. I've never seen it. I don't know who Suzanne Summers is.
She's the sheriff. She's the sheriff. No, it's Chrissy from Three's Company. Do you know Three's Company?
I was born in 1988.
I know that. You have no familiarity. Three's Company, the Ropers, Mr. Furley. Okay. Young people these days. I don't know what to
Yeah,
say.
young people these days. And to that I say, we can't all be starters. So come take a seat on the bench. Fucking Suzanne Summers.